Hi, I'm Hamilton Leithauser, and you're watching 101.9 KINK Radio in the Skype live studio.
Hamilton, thank you for coming in.
Hey, man, thanks for having me.
He's on the road. They've been driving since, I don't know, Bay Area, and before that, Southern California.
Bay Area up here is not like a hop, skip, and a jump at all.
It's a haul. 12 hours, what is it, 10 hours on the bus?
I don't know. It
Dude.
was like supposed to be 10, and it was like 20 or something like that.
I'm sorry. Well, you made it here safe.
Yeah.
And pending tonight, might not be. I don't know. We'll see what happens in downtown Portland.
Yeah.
Hamilton Leithauser is playing at the Star Theater tonight, and congratulations on the new album. It's work that you've done once again with Rostam, who was in Vampire Weekend. The album, I Had a Dream That You Were Mine. You guys should applaud him on making an album, by the way. You should really.
Please clap.
If you ask him to clap.
What are old Jeb's doing today?
You've worked with Rostam in the past, and I read that early on when he helped you out on a couple of songs on your first solo record, you said you weren't sure that was going to work. True or false?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's like a stranger. You're walking in the room, you're doing something you've been doing for 20 years, and you just can't imagine that this little punk's going to come along and show you a thing or two, you know?
How dare you, kid, show me?
Yeah, but I showed up. I was interested.
Because?
Because I liked his music, and we have mutual friends, and it sounded interesting. But I had basically no expectations for it to ever work out. I thought I was just going for an afternoon and maybe like a polite goodbye or something like that. We became friends really quick, and we wrote like a part of a song that became the song 1959 on our record, like the first couple hours that we met. And then we wrote two more. And then we wrote this whole record after that.
There's a couple of stories I read about you guys writing together. There was one time where you're going to write some song, I don't know, the writing process, at Rostam's house. But you're a father, and you couldn't find a babysitter. Oh,
I told this one the other night. Yeah. We were working on Alexandra, and he's like working on the music in the other room, and I was there. I forgot to get a babysitter because it was like a new baby, and I don't know, I spaced it. And I also spaced the diapers too. So I brought the baby to Rostam's, and he was like working on the music, and she was like, I put her in front of a cartoon or something. And I came back a few minutes later, and she had just like peed all over his floor. And like I didn't know him very well yet, and I was just not used to having a baby. And so he was like, I could like see the back of his head working on the music over there. And I was like using all his paper towels trying to clean up all this piss on his floor. But I think maybe he didn't even notice that day. I think I told him like a year later that didn't happen.
Yeah, there's something I need to confess about my kid and your floor. There's a stain there.
By then we were old friends.
Old friends. Hey, you're touring with Alexandra at Savior. I don't know if you know this or not, but she's from right here in Portland. Did you know that?
Right, she told me that the other night, yeah.
Does she tell you any tricks of the trade? What do you know from Portland? You frequented here, I imagine.
I've been around the block. Portland has a lot of great like music stores and stuff. We used to go check those out every time we were in town. I like that whole Mississippi Street area up there. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, you know, and we've got some record stores, old school record stores.
And
which
that
is
Mississippi Records label, that's here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I buy a lot of their stuff.
Do you frequent the record shops from town to town?
I try not to anymore.
Because?
Because I spend so much money, and I destroy the records before I get home.
Really?
Like you put them in the van, and then, at the end of the tour, they're just like in pieces.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
It's heavy, too, you know? You got to carry all this other stuff.
Vinyl?
Yeah, like you end up with like 30 records that you suddenly have to fly home with, and you're like, what was I thinking, man?
Yeah, I know. But being a vinyl collector, too, you really realize the bulk of it when you have to move. Yeah, and you got to unpack everything.
Yeah, and especially when you live in New York City and you just don't have space.
Right. I'm going to shut up and get out of the way. I thank you so much for taking time out for us.
Yeah, my pleasure.